Hi, welcome back. I'm Crispy. This is Unsolicited Advice, where we pretend that larger channels have reached out to little old me to take a look at their games and give them some constructive criticism. Well, let's hope it's constructive. We'll see. I don't know if it's constructive or not. But I've been watching this game. This is a Call of Cthulhu game, but I'm a little concerned that Call of Cthulhu has been somewhat neutered, and it's now just card catalog of Cthulhu, Dewey Decimal System of Cthulhu, and this game in particular, appears to be more about talking down to players and calling for library use checks. It doesn't capture that horror, the mystery very well. It's just why it's a game master that I think is fallen into this habit of talking down to his players. One of which I think it's her first time playing, which is really unfortunate because I think that could scare someone right out of the hobby. Like, well, why would I do this? I go to play this and I'm not quite sure what to do. And I was never really explained to me that I'm supposed to be role playing and I'm supposed to be thinking in character and acting as this character, how the character would act. And in this particular setting, and this one is 1921, I believe, Boston. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. So let's watch this. And what I'd like you to do with me, if you stay for a few minutes, just listen to how Jeff here, the game master, is talking to these players. And ask yourself this question. Would I consider this activity if I were to go and sit for 3 hours in a game and have someone talk to me like this guy talks to his players? You know, and I'm not a huge tone police kind of guy, but I do think it gets a little heavy-handed here, Jeff. I'd be curious to know if you, my handsome, intelligent, attractive viewers, I wonder what regular viewers will think of this, Jeff. Let's see. Maybe they'll put it in the comments below. I always appreciate those comments. Okay, this is the gaming gang. Let's fire it up. Jeff is over here on the far left. Next to Jeff is Elliot, his best friend. And then I believe Cameron is a nephew of Jeff, and Cameron's girlfriend, Lexi, is in the game. And guess what? Where are they? You got it. In the library.
Contemplation.
Formity?
Contemplation and Church of Our Lord.
Granter of Secrets.
Church of Our Lord, Granter of Secrets?
Chapel of Contemplation and Church of Our Lord, Granter of Secrets.
Granter of Secrets.
Grant, okay.
Execute their name having been first formed to live. Okay. So that's
Church
not the
of Our
name
Lord, Granter of
to
Secrets.
follow.
Well, I feel like if we go to the Chapel of
Is this all,
right?
all we find?
Yes.
The actual will?
You find this, basically.
Is there a chapel of contemplation?
That would all depend.
Well, we're going to look for it
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the phone book, maybe?
Well, where are you right now?
Where are you right now? Stupid? Where are you?
We're in the Hall of Records.
Correct.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I said library, but Hall of Records, library. I mean, what's one card catalog between another? Let's just keep this between card catalogs, shall we? We're playing card catalog of Cthulhu.
have a record of that? Well,
So-
we're going to look for anything we can find on the Chapel of Contemplating and Church of Our Lord Granter of Secrets.
Chapel of Contemplation and
Don't make me correct you again, Elliot.
Church of Our Lord Granter of Secret.
Is that
I don't
enough?
even have a hot
Oh,
drink.
that's the F. Okay.
Oh, learn how to read cursive. Didn't I tell you? You have to learn how to read cursive to play this game. Lexi. Oh.
Yeah, that was throwing me off too. It looks like a G, but it's really the
Uh huh.
F.
So you can feel free to make library use rolls.
Yes! Library use!
Since 2 out of
got
3
this.
of you made your rolls, I'll say that it didn't take you very long to find the will.
Ooh. Man, all I can roll is a 46.
I don't know.
I was close.
Okay,
Ooh.
you do find an address for the Chapel of Contemplation and Church of Our Lord Granter of Secret.
Taxi.
Okay, what is it?
What's the address?
You jot down the address. I don't have the address.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right.
But yes, you do find an address.
And what time is it currently?
It's
Evening.
actually no.
No.
Nope. It's, let's say, late, almost lunchtime.
Let's just say anything other than what she said. Evening? No, it's lunch. Come on. No.
Okay, so they would be open, right?
You would think.
Poor Jeff.
Go
Yeah.
ahead over there.
On a cab.
Yep,
Taxi.
that's what we'll do.
All right. You're taking a cab.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you take a cab to the address, and as you get to the address, it's down. It's like the cab turns down a street that really doesn't have anything much on it, and comes to the end of the street, and you can see kind of a rundown part of town. And at the end of the street, you see what appears to be the ruins of a building burnt down.
Is this the address that we were given?
The cabbie says, yeah, this is it. This is the address.
Oh. So it's
It's
Do we
gone.
want to search it at all?
Yeah, why not? We're going to walk through the ruins
All right.
and see.
Gonna walk through the ruins. All right, so you get out of the cab, you're gonna take a look around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what you see. Hang
Oh.
on you.
Pretty picture. Partially.
Oh, the fog of war.
Mhm.
Let's just skip ahead a little bit.
Overgrown. And as you step closer to the church, you notice something. Each of you kind of steps on something that kind of like is like almost like crunching under your feet. Anybody?
Anybody? McFly? Anybody? Mueller? Anyone? No, Jeff, to be fair to your players, you have to set the expectation that the players are acting and you're reacting to them. The player characters move through the world, they do things. I, as the keeper, react to those things and introduce obstacles, complications, interesting things that happen. Jeff, do you follow me? If you want that to happen, I don't think it's very effective to just say, anybody, why aren't you doing anything? Jeff.
What is it?
What am I crunch or my feet? Yeah. What am I stepping on?
Okay, so here's how I would try to train players a little bit. This is going to give you something actionable. Let's give something actionable to the people out there, right? Okay, let's go. I describe a crunch underfoot. Then I shut up. And then I wait for the players to say what their characters do. And I help the players. We practice a little bit with, say, Cameron or Lexi or Elliot. They say, I stop. I look down at the ground. I lift my foot, look underneath. What's this? I bend down to inspect what I've just stepped on. And then, Jeff, then you can step in at that moment and describe something to that player. Because the player has, in the voice of the character, described what they're doing with that clue, that hint, that slight complication. It doesn't take a lot of practice. This is the good news. It doesn't take a whole lot of practice, Lexi, before you start to think this way. And the advantage of this, is the more you practice doing that, the more you as the player start to see the world through the character's eyes.
Well, there you go. I'm just laying it out. You got to tell me what you're doing. They look.
I look down at my feet.
Okay, yeah. So again, Jeff, the best way I've found to help players understand this concept that you're talking about, I just lay it out and I'm just waiting for you to do something, stupid. The best way is to practice it a little bit before you start the game. And then players are already used to it. They already kind of get it. In the middle of the game, to say, anybody, look, what do you guys do? You got to start doing something. Okay, that, I think, is not as effective as just taking a few minutes, practice a little bit beforehand, especially if this is Lexi's first game, which I'm pretty sure at the beginning of this session, this was Lexi's first experience. Why not give a little bit of practice beforehand so that they're used to this?
Well, yeah, so you lift your foot up and look to see what's down there. And you notice there are spent bullet casings. Seem like quite a few of them.
Huh.
But I mean, some of them are kind of like,
Well, at least it's no corpses.
almost like buried into the ground a little bit. So it's not as if these shell
It's been
casings
a
are
while.
fresh. Right.
They've been there a while.
Correct. So you're still
Can I
on,
pick up one of the casings, figure out what type of gun it is? Like,
Can you?
Well, not gun, but like the caliber at least.
No, okay.
Why?
No. Cameron, the way I suggest you would do this, and Jeff, this is how you can help Cameron become an even better player, is Cameron, you just say, if I was playing this character, Cameron, if I were you, I would say, I reach down and amongst the dirt, I pick up a cartridge. I examine next to the primer, I examine what the caliber is. I pick up another one and check that caliber. Not, can I check the calibers on this thing? How would you do that? You'd pick it up, you'd take a look at the brass, Turn around. Oh, I see. This one is a 38. This one's a 45. Wait. There's another one here. This is a 30. There's all sorts of calibers.
I don't know.
Well,
Maybe helpful.
They're not. Yeah, they're just handgun. Maybe even a Thompson, possibly. But
Okay.
yeah, they're anywhere from like 32 to 38 caliber. You do see that there are different kinds. They don't all match,
Oh.
and they're
So
scattered.
it was more than one.
Oh yeah, there's a few of them. It's not like a big mound of them or anything, but the close.
Well, no, but I meant it's more than one person came in there, or at least one person with several guns on.
You would probably have the opinion that maybe there were quite a few guns being fired here.
Is it really important, Jeff, that you tell her what her opinion is? Why do you have to correct that, Jeff? If Lexi has a plausible thing, I'm thinking of that. I can't. It was a Willem Dafoe movie, and what was it? I think it was Boondock Saints. Was it Boondock Saints? I can't remember now. I think it was. Willem Dafoe's character is reenacting this huge bloodbath he's imagining because he's seeing all these spent casings and bullet holes in the building. It was really just one guy with multiple guns. Lexi's description could be plausible. Why would you have to correct that? No, dummy, your opinion's wrong. Here's the opinion you should have.
I remember you're on the outside, so as you can see, there's an opening that's all kind of collapsed here, but that's as far in as you can see into this ruin.
The area.
Yep.
I'd like to step into the ruin more.
All right.
Not.
Anybody else?
I'd like to, please, Mr. Keeper, please, sir. May I please step in? Cameron, just say what your character does. Just say what Mark Anderson does. I step through the threshold into the building. Next turn.
Else coming along, or is it Jeff?
No, we're waiting for Jeff now to say, well, okay, well, he's asked permission to enter the building. Does anyone else want permission to enter the building? Are we enjoying Card Catalog Cthulhu?
I'm
Yeah,
coming
I'll go
on.
too.
Why is it that all three players are chewing on something right now? Elliot, what are you eating?
So we don't see any more yet? Is there like a door or anything in front of us? Like, or did we just walk through the door?
So
There you go.
There we go.
right, you walked in, and
VTTs, folks.
you can see that there's like part of the floor is collapsed.
There's a basement or something?
Most likely, yes.
I
And
recognize
there's a
the
strange symbol.
Yeah.
If you want to make occult rolls, that's okay.
I do.
I will too.
95. My eyeballs explode.
Is it?
Looks like
Mine's a 0. So
failures. It is not something that you are familiar with. Although it does almost look like it's a series of 3 Ys with an I in the center.
okay.
All right.
You also notice
Oh.
the same symbol is painted on one of the walls. So that's a better look at it.
Alrighty. I'd like to go around the hole more towards like the top corner.
Are you gonna just basically kind of walk around to take a look around?
Yeah, but I now that you said that, I'm gonna kind of be cautious with the.
Well, I'd like to, but now that you've asked me that, now I'm second guessing myself.
Floor, take my steps lighter, see if the
floor is stable.
Yeah.
All right, so you're heading up kind of like this way.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I will, cautiously.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Jeff, they should be proactively moving through the world. Everything they do has to be prompted by you?
In a line though.
I like that.
Yeah.
I was waiting for him to be like, nah, I'm going to go back home.
I'm leaving.
All right, everybody make luck rolls.
If I roll an 80, I'm going to be mad. 42.
There it is.
Wait, where's luck at?
It's in Maine.
It's on me.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So it
did
looks
it.
like everybody succeeded. The floor
Nobody
starts to
fell.
give way.
All right, I will
Taking a
back
step
up
back.
Okay,
back to a
are
perspective.
I dive back.
correct. Okay, so you're leaping back. Thomas Bradford just kind of inching his way back as the floor caves in.
Yep.
Slow motion.
I'm gonna head back towards the back wall.
So you're all hopping back. You're all jumping back.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. As it falls apart there. Okay. So I will give you guys the view here. So we'll just say that
Ew, what is that?
you're kind of backed up.
That statue?
It is. It's actually just more wreckage.
Oh, the blue stuff is?
Yep.
Okay.
Let me see.
So we don't
if I
see
can-
any staircase.
If I can inch my way around on the right there, just by myself without
Yeah, not everybody
all of
going.
us going
Yeah.
at the same time.
Okay. Like
That's because
where
of the blower.
where the floor is kind of caved in? You're gonna walk around the edge of it or the edge of the walls,
By the wall on the right.
like that.
Yeah, because the left was the part that was.
Well,
Crumbling.
you can kind of tell that you don't want to be walking around towards the center of this because the floor is going to cave in. But you can see where you could get into the basement if you're careful. You notice that all throughout there are burnt timbers. Looks like remains of burnt up pews.
Pews, not Hughes.
Sections where the roof has come in, is caved in. So I mean, this actually looks a lot cleaner than it really is what you see.
Yeah.
Right.
This is just the layout. I'm gonna go around the wall to the left of us. If I'm
Like so. Okay.
trying to get to that passage to go down the
Right. So you're all
basement.
walking kind of around there. You do also notice more bullet casing. They're kind of some of them are kind of like buried in the ash as you're walking through. You're kind of kicking some of this stuff up, but it looks as if this was the scene of a big gun battle or something.
Something.
Well, I feel like this church being burnt down, there'd be something on that we could find. Or what
Back to the library.
happened here, because I'm pretty sure there was a group of people that would have been involved.
I'd like to head towards the basement.
Okay.
The path.
All right.
Oh man, this is painful.
So you make your way into the basement, and I
Okay, so we just make. Okay, that's right. Yeah, get him in the basement. Let's go, Jeff.
do not have like a layout for that.
Oh, shucks.
you can-
Are you supposed to go in the basement? I don't have a layout for it.
See, there's areas you can't really get into because of the floor above is collapsed. So, but are you? What do you plan on doing down here?
Just searching for anything, more symbols.
All right. You don't see any. I mean, this is a complete ruin, so you can't really tell what may have been down here. Because not only is it ruined, everything's all burned. But Elliot, or I should say, Mr. Bradford, is there a particular skill that you would think people would use if they're searching around for things?
Spot hidden.
Spot.
So condescending. Just so. Hey, Elliot. Oh, I mean, Thomas Bradford. Do you think there's something on that character sheet that maybe you could use? Anyone? Anyone?
I don't know.
All right, so you're kind of. What are you doing down here? Are you like sifting through the wreckage and stuff?
Yeah, and examining the wall,
Assumingly.
Okay.
floor.
Once again, you do see some bullet casings, not as many as were upstairs. You could probably assume that these are actually from above that just fell down here
Fell in.
Right.
once the floor sections collapsed. All right, everybody make a spot hidden roll.
It's right next to the library roll.
One thing I should point out, everybody on your character sheets, if you notice, bring up your character sheet, they've got a little box along the side. You see those? They're on the left of the skill. Okay. So whenever you succeed in a skill that actually has something to do really with the story, you want to mark that box, because at the end of the adventure, you have an opportunity to increase your skill.
Okay.
But that only happens if it's got something to do with the story and if you don't push the roll. Remember, I mentioned if you guys fail stuff, you can push your roll. You can, which basically means you can roll it again, but if you fail a second time, pretty bad.
Done.
So everybody, so let's see. So Martha did not make hers, but Mark and Thomas did.
Yes.
Okay, so just make sure that you mark your boxes.
Boop.
You find what appears to be a musty old journal. It seems to be really damaged and weather beaten.
I'd like to look inside the journal and see if there's anything left to read.
Okay, so as you're turning the pages, you do, but it just starts falling apart in your hand as you're flipping the pages. But you are able to spot Walter Corbett's name, and there's also an entry in there saying that he was interred in the basement of his house in accordance with his wishes and with the wishes of that one who waits in the dark.
Oh, that's nice.
The one who waits in
So
the
he's in the basement of his home.
So, I think it is time we finally check out the house.
Also want to point out that is not the only thing that you found.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and I'd like to continue finding out more.
But
You found
wait.
another book. This book is also damaged. If you want to, it's not in as bad a shape as the other book. And this was found like in another spot of this basement. They weren't just sitting right next to each other.
Okay.
Can we read the title?
I don't know. Is there a title on it?
Is there a title on it?
No, there is not.
Jeff, do you when you watch that with me, do you not see how condescending that is?
This is
All right.
this is a book that looks like it's old, as in not like you'd have a printing of a book that's got something on the spine. This looks like this is a very old book.
Are we gonna flip through it?
Yes, let's flip through it.
All right, you start flipping through the book. You can see that it is not written in English. Who's looking through the book? I mean, are you all like hovered around the book, reading it, looking at it as
I definitely do want to take a look. So if we all want to take a look, we can all take a look.
okay?
Yeah.
Everybody make an idea roll.
This is make an idea roll, because I'm counting on one of you schleps. One of you should be able to make a success so that I can then direct you to what you next thing you're supposed to be doing. Make an idea roll. I'll give you the idea of what you should do next.
In fact, what we'll do is I will just move you over here. We'll just say this is where you're at in the basement. All right. Oh, look at that extreme success. Oh, look at that.
Thank goodness.
It
Now I can
appears
tell you
that
what
this
to do
is
next.
written in Latin.
Cool.
Dang. That is an old book.
No Latin. Are there any pictures that I can make an occult roll on?
There are some diagrams and things like that, but nothing that really makes, you can make heads or tails out of it.
Stand out.
I don't think I know
Anyone?
No,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure none of you know Latin.
I only know English.
I know German.
Not your character.
Um,
Don't try metagaming
No,
here.
Yeah, no metagaming.
All right.
From my occult knowledge, do I know anything about he who waits in the dark?
Dark?
Oh no. How would you?
I don't know.
Find out.
How would you do that?
I'd like to roll.
Just for my, I would make an occult roll. Like
There you
an
go.
occult roll to see if
Right.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, feel free.
Okay, we all.
No.
Okay.
97. Oh,
91.
Oh,
He who waits in my living room? What?
now in the
Wait a
book,
second.
it said that
What is Mark? Hold on one sec. What is Mark Anderson's occult?
Mine's 5.
Yeah, no. You. No.
mine's 25.
Nope, too low. I only
Ooh,
was giving
goodness.
Thomas a roll because of his skill.
Okay.
Right.
Essentially, you know that there's all sorts of beings that are like Lord of the Dark and blah. So there's no way to know what that was supposed to represent.
Gotcha.
Because I mean, darkness is utilized with everything.
Yeah.
So much darkness. Okay.
Can we go upstairs, or at least I'd like to go back upstairs?
You'd
and
like
do,
to?
spot
Better
hidden
ask
roll.
permission.
You're going to be searching around again.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
Yeah, anybody?
I'll follow.
I'll go back upstairs. I don't think there's anything else to find.
Oh, you didn't make any spot hiddens.
That's
Yeah,
true.
they did.
Yeah,
What are you
that's why
talking
I was
about?
like, I think I'm going to.
All right.
I did do so.
I want to be careful not to collapse into the basement.
Well, sorry, it's one of the two. You're either searching around or you're like walking along the side of the walls to make sure that's
Them's the
hopefully
breaks.
it doesn't give way.
One
So
or
it's
the
your
other.
choice, one of the two.
You got to choose. Quick.
I'm gonna do the spot.
Spot.
All right, Mr. Bradford.
I'm going to be safe.
All right, so say, kind of give us an idea, I don't know. So, Mark and Martha, I need luck rolls, please.
Oh, luck rolls or spot hidden?
There we
Whoa!
go. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Hey, don't pay attention to that luck roll. Let me just
Okay, so
Oh, I have to do my luck roll.
this.
This is my luck roll. There you go.
Oh, I don't
That
know.
was my spot hidden.
I don't know. No. You're cheating, Martha. No, let's just back up, Jeff, before you lambast this player. And not that I'm a big fan of Martha. It's like, oh, there's Crispy white knighting again. Got my white shirt on. No, see, he said either you're safe, you take it safe, like Elliot did, or you spot hidden, which means there's a risk to you. Martha, or Lexi, rolled her spot hidden. That's what she said she was going to do. And she had a critical failure. But now Jeff's like, no, that was supposed to be your luck. She said she was going to do spot hidden.
We got 100.
That was my
roll.
spot hidden.
No, I didn't call for a spot hidden.
I don't know if you can see this, but in Fantasy Grounds, when you do a roll, like a skill check, it'll actually show in the chat box. It shows that. She clearly clicked on the spot hidden. But he didn't call for that. No.
Roll. I called for a luck
No,
roll.
but I already clicked it.
Doesn't matter. Your 100 is your luck roll. I
Don't
didn't
matter.
ask for a spot hidden. I asked for a luck roll. So when you roll your dice,
Yeah.
that's
Come on,
what
stupid.
you got. So the floor is giving way under both of you. Mark can make a jump roll.
Where's my jump?
Come on, Mark.
It's a skill. It's down in your skill section.
There it is. Okay. Bam.
Bam! You both fall into the basement.
can I grab either one of them before they?
I don't know if you
No,
can't see this because of my head.
because you're.
Can I move out of the way?
You're
There we go.
along the edge
If I move out of the way, you can see Martha's luck roll was a success.
of the wall.
Okay.
They're searching around. So
Hello.
Mark falls and
Feet.
takes 1 point of damage.
Why one? You rolled a 4. Do you see that?
So knock a hit point down.
You rolled a 4.
Martha takes 2 points of damage. So your fall was.
Wait a
you actually-
second.
when you fell, you
Wait
actually
a
fell on-
second. Jeff, you rolled a 4, dude. Are you trying to just do a D2? Is that what you're trying to do? Even if you're doing a D2, wouldn't that be evens are 2 and odds are... Well, you can't see because of my head, but there. Can you see? The second one he rolled was a 2. Martha took the 2. Alexi's character took the 2. Cameron's just took 1. Do the maths for me. Now, this symbol here in Fantasy Grounds, the eyeball with the slash through it, means that the players can't see it. I detect shenanigans.
On some of the floor that already collapsed in a pile. So,
Okay.
so you're both shaken up because you don't have that many hit points. So, I mean, this isn't like some grievous wound or anything like that, but
It hurt.
yeah, it hurt.
A little bit.
Oh. All right. Of course, you did not have an opportunity to make a spot hidden roll because the floor gave way. Are you going to try to climb, or just climbing back upstairs?
Didn't even give a chance.
Okay.
Just climb
I
up.
will allow you to make spot hidden rolls without a luck roll because now you should know better. Well,
Yeah, stupid. Now you know better.
go ahead. You can make your spot hiddens.
Jeff, why are you like this?
All right. So
Nice. Good job, you guys.
you don't find
Nice.
anything. You don't find any other thing. But
Wait,
I will point out once again, it
They got a
is
success.
very unusual that there are bullet casings all over the place.
hard success and a regular success.
It just makes me think that they were shooting something. Do we see any bullet holes on the walls?
Yes, you actually do. Now that you know that you would be looking for bullet holes, you do. You do see some damage to the walls that look like they were bullet holes.
Does the floor look like it's only caved in, or does it look like it exploded upward at some point?
I'll allow you guys to make idea rolls. Okay. It appears that the building burnt to the ground is essentially what happened here. It does not look as if there was an explosion that would have blown things apart. Because as you walked up, you didn't see a bunch of debris scattered all over the place.
Uh-huh.
So it appears that this is the ruins of a burnt building.
Good thing you had an idea roll for that.
Now we know.
Now you know. The more you know.
The more you know. Okay.
Can't we just go back to the library?
We're going to learn here.
Nothing else here.
Yeah.
To the library.
All right. So, what did you guys do with the Latin book?
We brought it with us.
Right? Who's got it?
If nobody claims it, I'm taking it.
Yeah, I was just Thomas.
Yeah, okay.
All right. What was that?
Thomas can have it.
Okay. Yeah. Because there was people talking over each other, so I couldn't. I made out what Elliot said. Oh, I'm sorry, what Thomas Bradford said.
What Thomas Bradford said. So cringe to label the player by their character name.
All right. Daylight is burning out here. What are you gonna do for the
Before
evening?
we leave, can we look around the outside of the church? Do we see anything around the outside? Graveyard?
We don't need this anymore. There is not. There's not a graveyard, or well, there's nothing that looks apparently like a graveyard, or no.
Why didn't you make a roll idea for that, Jeff?
headstones or anything like that.
Okay.
So, taking a look around, it's not as if the architecture of this building was probably what you would expect from a church.
From a church, I
least-
think you said.
A Christian church. No, I'm all I'm saying is it looks like this was like just a building, not necessarily because there's no like granite stairs leading up to. Well, there may have been an altar,
Right.
but you know how a lot of times, like at church, you're going to walk up these stone stairs. No, nothing like that.
Interesting.
So it was not a big cathedral kind of place.
Gotcha.
All right, so what are you going to do?
Do you want to go see what those symbols? Is any record of them? Or any record of what happened at the church with the shooting?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Sounds like library.
Hey, from my occult, can I make an occult roll on that symbol?
You already did.
You already did.
Yeah, we did do that.
Stupid.
Yeah, you guys did.
You
I
did,
was doing it on
stupid.
the Watcher in the Darkening.
No, you made an occult
No,
roll
we did
on the
it first.
This was
symbol,
before that.
Okay.
and you rolled dice as you've been doing all day. Poorly. Damn you, program!
Well, it's probably we're at the end of the day again.
Yes.
Library's closed. Guess we got to start again tomorrow.
So what's your plan of attack for the next day?
Library.
I guess meet up at the library.
Yes! Let's just go to the library. This is Index Card. No, that's Index Card RPG. I wonder if that's any better than this. I'll have to take a look. This is Card Catalog Cthulhu, folks. Card Catalog Cthulhu with a keeper or game master that appears to have nothing but contempt for his players. Oh, Jeff. For someone who reviews RPGs for their main bread and butter of their YouTube channel, and good on you. I mean, big successful channel. I thought you would be a little different than this. Wow. Spoiler alert. Next day, go to the library, make a library use check. Call of Cthulhu, folks. Call of Cthulhu. Very horrifying. I used to work in a library. Some of the, we'll call them gentlemen that came into the library, they were horrifying, smelled terrible, lingered in certain sections of the library. I was just a library page at the time, just a teenager. It was a great teenage gig because all I had to do was just put books back on the shelf and help people find stuff in the library. And they paid me this obscene amount of money. It was crazy. So I didn't mind the job, but man, oh man, there was some horrifying things that came into the library. This is a long time ago. This is like before the internet was a thing. I think those guys they're just in their basement now. And let's change the topic. Anyway, that's all I've got for this. I can't stomach any more of it. I was not a big fan of Dewey Decimal horror in this session, and I'm certainly not a fan of just how antagonistic or condescending Jeff here is when it comes to his players. And it's totally unnecessary. Look, if you're a keeper out there or a wannabe keeper, a wannabe game master, and you're concerned that your players just aren't getting it, just practice with it just practice with them for a little bit. Guys, here's how we're going to play this game. Let's practice a little bit so you understand how the dice works. And if I call luck, this is what you roll. And if I call library use, because that's what the game we're playing is, I guess, then you click on this or you roll this. It's just a D100 system. It's super easy. It's super easy. This has been unsolicited advice for Jeff of the gaming gang. I hope that you're still running games, Jeff. I hope that Lexi hasn't given up on the hobby. I hope that you could maybe chime in, Jeff, and just say, no, Lexi's like, this whet her appetite for more, and she's running games now, and she can't stop playing. I hope that's the outcome here. I really do. Because when I watched this, all I got was Jeff thinks that these players are just so stupid. That's the impression I got, Jeff, from watching your game. This has been Unsolicited Advice. I'm Crispy. It's been a while. Try to start uploading a little more regularly now. It's been a busy few weeks for me. And I'm signing off. We'll try to do another one of these here quick. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.